Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you all are having a great day. I, Isha Garg, welcome you all to Product Specialist Bootcamp. So, we are having Prashant today, uh, giving up a featured session on product. So, let's see what does he have in his bucket to share with all of us. Hey, Prashant, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Over to you, Prashant. Let's,
Yeah,
look up for the amazing content you have.
sure. Thank you, Isha, and welcome everyone to this particular session. Uh, this is going to be a very, a small and an interactive session, not much of slides part, but yes, a little bit of the demo. Let me just, share my screen. Just give me a second and I'll have this.
So, meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions to
I'll just
ask,
join back. Just to give me a second. I'll have to, join back on this. Just give me a moment.
yeah, no worries. So, meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions from previous sessions or you have any questions for related upcoming contents and sessions, you can pull up messages over the chat window. We'll try to keep an eye there. And one more thing, like I would like to, tell you guys once again that we are recording this. Okay. So we are recording these sessions, and the link will be shared with all of you. And still, like if there are a few questions which are
Just
Prashant,
confirm.
yeah, your screen is shared and your sounds look good. Over to you.
Okay, great.
Just
So
a
we'll,
second, I'll just resume. Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
sure. So
great.
welcome everyone to this particular part of Specialist Bootcamp. I and Isha are actually, helping you guys out with the Specialist Bootcamp and working towards your certification. And let me just, okay. So, all right. So Isha, would you like to give an intro of yours or shall I just move on?
Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Isha Garg, group leader of B2B New Delhi group, and I'm working as a developer in DaysWix. I've just cleared my product specialist certification, and I've been, throttling over a long period of time. And yes, so just thought of, educating my community and spreading all the information I have. So with that thought, I've just, organized a few various experts out there to get all their expertise. And yes, indeed, Prashant is one of them. And he'll be sharing his expertise over here today. So over to you, Prashant.
All right.
Prashant, you're not audible to me. Yes.
So let me, all right. I think I missed out on the slide part. Just give me a moment. There is some issue with my system right now. Consultant working with TechMetrics. I'm a 4-time certified Salesforce, and I'm also the 2020 Salesforce Marketing Champion, and I lead the Delhi B2B Marketers Group. So this is something about me, and you can always go ahead and follow me. All right. So moving directly on to the topics which we have covered for the past couple of days. One was the visitors and prospects, the other being the Pardot administration. So I'm, expecting everyone is almost like clear with all the, topics which we had covered for the past couple of days. So if there are any queries, you're good to ask me anytime because I'll be moving on to the demo part straight away. All right, so let's move on to, okay, so. All right. All right. So this is a landing page. I'll try to relate it to the scenario which we have, what we have covered, what topics we have covered till now, and what we are going to.
Prashant, if
Yeah.
I'm not wrong, your second screen is not shared. Are you still on the demo slide?
No, I think I moved on to, let me just share another one.
Okay.
All right, let me just add. Okay. So, is it visible now?
Yeah, the landing page is there. Yeah.
All right. So basically, my scenario over here is how we are getting the visitors converted to prospects, and then we are going to move them to separate list, and we are going to send out them some separate emails and send them to a particular journey according to our requirement. So this is a landing page which I have created in Pardot. So this is kind of a you can say a little bit of something similar which I tried to create, which we usually have on our websites. So if you can see, we have a form over here. So on the form, we can capture our leads. The anonymous visitor who is there on your website, we can capture a prospect from here, and we can directly move them to our Pardot instance straight away. So the scenario is how we are converting a visitor to a prospect here straight away. So this is one of the lead generation techniques which Pardot has. So we have got multiple techniques, one being the form which you can see. One we have is a form handler, and one is you can directly import them manually into Pardot, or if you have your Salesforce synced into it, Salesforce and Pardot connected, you can move your data from Salesforce directly into Pardot and do your marketing from there itself. So I'll just show you what I have actually implemented on this. So let's say I'm going to go with test data, and let's say it's going to be 24th. Okay, so give it a tech and any number. So there are a few actions on this particular submit button which I have done. So if I submit it, I'll be redirected to the CTA where it takes me to the YouTube channel where all the recordings you can go over and see. So what you can do is you can always go ahead and you can have those CTA. You can always assign those CTAs according to your preference. You can either have them redirected to some other link if you have your website, or if you have, apart from your website, if you want to redirect that particular prospect to your your blogs, or you want to redirect them to some other landing page, that can also be managed from here itself. So there were a couple of the CTAs behind this. One was this particular redirection, and the other one being the list. So I actually added someone who is going to fill out this particular form of mine, gets entered into a particular list which I have as monthly newsletter, and you can see a couple of records. So this is the latest one which I have created, test data 24th. So if you can see, you can over here you can see that I have completed this particular landing page which was there, and from there this prospect has been created. And you can also see the conversion point as well as the source campaign. So this source campaign was actually I had automated this part as well, so you can see the part of meetups showing up over here. And this score is the default scoring, which actually helps you, the scoring and grading, these two parts actually help you in filtering out your prospects and converting them to your qualified leads. So as of now, I haven't converted this particular prospect into a lead in Salesforce. So to convert this particular prospect into a lead in Salesforce, I need to assign it. So as soon as I assign it to a user over here in Pardot, this particular lead is going to be visible in Salesforce as well. All right. All right. So it's going to take a couple of minutes, usually takes 2 to 4 minutes, but if you want, you can always go ahead and manually sync your prospects from here also. So they'll be directly created as lead in Salesforce. So I see, you can see since the data is only for one prospect, it's already synced. If I click on this, you can see the lead in Salesforce directly. And all this data, which you can see, if all my fields are mapped, you can also see that data as well. So we are in lead and you can see all the details. Let's go on to the details and see, okay. So lead owner, which I have assigned from Pardot, that's Prashant, and you can see the name, the company, and all the details which are there mapped over here itself. And you can see a created by and the modified by. This is the Pardot connector user from which Pardot and Salesforce, both the systems are connected. All right. So now, as we know that prospects, we can always view on which list this particular prospect is, and you can also see if there is any, related to this particular prospect. So if somebody has got the same, the domain names, for example, if I'm from TechMetrics Consulting and if my domain for company email ID is techmetricsconsulting.com, then all those people who have, submitted this form or are prospects in Pardot with that same domain, they will show up over here itself. And you can also see all the activities which I have performed. I have filled out a particular form. And moving on to the audits, you can always see what all steps have been followed. See, was my source. As soon as I filled out the data on that landing page, the campaign got associated to Meetup, and you can see the landing page which was filled and the action which I took. So here you can also see this was reassigned by this user in Pardot. And now this particular audit section comes into play to, check whether the data is syncing from Salesforce to Pardot or it came from Pardot to Salesforce. So you get to see the activities over here itself. And if somebody even deletes the data, you can also see over here in your, the prospect overview, there will be an option of, the lead has been deleted. And you can also see that the record type is lead over here and with the record ID as well. If I go on and convert that particular prospect to an a contact on an opportunity, when I perform the conversion process, the associated opportunity to that particular lead is going to show up over here also. And this particular tab of related objects is about the custom objects feature which is there in Pardot. For example, we have a case in Salesforce and I have some data which I need to use it over here in Pardot and have them segmented on that particular basis. So those all the objects which are there in Salesforce and are being mapped over here as custom objects will start showing up over here for this particular prospect if there is any data related to this particular prospect in Salesforce. So as soon as I have filled out this form, you can see I'm already there on a list. Now, there are two types of list over here. We have got the static list and the dynamic list. So this one is a static list over here. And you can always use this list if you are planning to run your monthly newsletters. You don't have to always go ahead and do a one-time email kind of a stuff. You can always go ahead and use the best feature of Pardot, which is your engagement studio. Here you can always define your journeys. You can always go ahead and define what all steps and what all triggers should be there. So this is the best part of Pardot. You don't have to do anything. You just need to automate your journeys and move ahead. All the actions and all the criteria you can define over here itself. So since this is not enabled, I can show you how to test this part. So if you would have noticed, my list over here is monthly newsletter. So I'll just show you how to test this particular nurturing campaign. You can use this, the nurturing campaign, the engagement studios in multiple scenarios. For example, you want to do a newsletter kind of stuff, or you want to, send out your for lead nurturing. If you want to do that, then also you can create your engagement studio programs. Or if you want to do upsell and cross sell, then also you can use this engagement programs over here in Pardot. So this, you just need to automate everything and you don't have to worry about anything. All the emails and everything is going to be automated, and all those activities will be visible in your Sales Cloud as well, if the person has received that email or not, and whether they have clicked. So all these activities which are on this prospect, if you can see uh, on this prospect activities, all these activities will be mapped to your lead record in Salesforce as well. So let's say somebody who is there on this particular list, I am going to send them the first email over here. That's the hello world which I'm sending. So you can always see on which date it is going to be sent out on, if I start this program today, and was the link clicked or not. So if there is any particular link which you want to track, whether that person has clicked that link or not, so that tracking also you can do it from here itself. So you'll come to know whether somebody has clicked a link or not on that particular email. If I go ahead and click on, if I receive this particular email and I go ahead and click on that particular link, I'll be getting, I'll be moving on to this particular path on the yes side. If I don't click it, I move on to the other path on the no side. So I'm getting a tag. So basically we have tags in Pardot, and we usually use them for better segmentation. And you can always utilize these tags for filtering out your data for better campaigns for future purposes. And you can always test, once your campaigns are ready, you can always test your campaigns before going live with these campaigns. So you can always see, if I don't click on a link, I move on to this no path, and I can always send out the reminder emails if I want to, and what all actions I want to take. I can always add them to some other list as well. For example, those people who click on this particular link on the very first time when the email is sent out, and they will be added to my customers list. And if they don't do it, I'm going to just send out another email to them, and they move on to either onto the customers list, that could be a second customer list, or if they don't open it at all, they don't click on the link at all, they're going to be in the cold list of my this particular prospect. So this is a very basic flow of data from your website moving into Pardot, nurturing your prospects over here through engagement programs, and then once you find them qualified enough to move them to Salesforce, so that your sales rep can actually reach out to them over a call or over one-to-one communication. So in this way, you are actually giving your sales team a very qualified data, and not all the data which is coming into your from your website or from your blog, on the forms which are there. So you are actually filtering out all the data and segmenting, you're actually segmenting all the data and everything, and moving on to into Pardot. And Pardot has actually got a lot of features, which those features actually, I won't be covering all the features. I'm just going to show you a little bit on the instance part today, because we have got a lot of sessions aligned where proper demos of these templates creation and everything will be done. So I'm just going to show you, we have got a lot of default templates which you can utilize while creating your emails. If you are we have got drag and drop feature. If you are good with HTML, you can always do your HTML coding over here itself. So that is also possible. And you can always manage your preference pages and the unsubscribe pages also from here itself. And I'll move on to the content part. Okay, so the form which you can which you saw on the first slide, which was there, let me just that form again. Okay, so I had a landing page created. So this is the form. So all this particular landing page and the forms are created directly in Pardot. I don't have to go out of Pardot to do anything specific. I have created this form over here directly. I have created a landing page with all the images which you can see, and all the content which is mentioned over here, all the designing. So this has been directly created from Pardot. So this is one of the best features you can actually utilize to capture your leads if you're using Pardot. And of course, you have the best option in your emails, that is the dynamic content. So if you want to send a particular email to a particular person, you know, on the basis of a particular field value, you can manage it over from dynamic content. So if a prospect, let's say a prospect, you know, my form has a field, prospect has attended the boot camp, a yes or no. If somebody has attended and on the prospect record it says yes, so for those who have attended I can send them a different email content, and those who haven't attended I can send them a different email content. So that is where the dynamic content comes into play. And also we have got a little bit on the social part. So Pardot, there is not much on the social part, but yes, you can always send out social messages from your Pardot itself. So if you can see, I've been, you know, posting on Twitter from Pardot only. So these are three of the messages which I've been, you know, posting from here itself. So you can always do a social posting from Pardot, and you can always see their reports as well. Though you will get only the impressions, the number of retweets, if there are any, and you know, all the content which is there and which Twitter channel it was, the Twitter handle which was there. So you can always do a little bit of social posting also. You can use LinkedIn for posting as well. We've got multiple connectors. You can do it on LinkedIn, you can do it on Twitter. These are the default ones for social posting, but yes, you have got many other connectors as well. I think we have go to webinar also. So if you are, you know, using go to webinar, you can always connect it with your Pardot, and you can always, you know, as soon as somebody you know, goes through that particular webinar, they get created as a prospect in Pardot. So all that stuff can be managed over here through your external
Hey
connector.
Prashant, I believe I
Yeah.
cannot hear you. Is it from me?
Hello.
Shibu, are you there? Could you please confirm?
I can hear him.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. All right. So we have got multiple connectors over here. So this is one of the Salesforce connector through which Pardot and Salesforce are connected. I have got the Twitter handle already connected for the daily group as well. And we have got all these connectors. We have got Google Ads, we have got Bitly, we have got Twilio as well. We have got Eventbrite, we have got Wistia, we have got these three channels for posting as well from here itself. So you can directly create a post and do it from here itself. So all the posting can be done. You don't have to, you know, go on and log into your these particular uh, social channels and do create a post over there and do it. So the best part is just go into your Pardot, uh, add these accounts, create a post over here directly, and just you can schedule those posts as well, and if you want you can send them immediately also. So this is a little bit on, you know, these connector part are very important for you guys to understand which connector is for what. So this needs to this understanding has to be done on this particular connector part as well. And I think so I have covered an overview of Pardot. We have got, you know, multiple ways of, you know, sending out emails. You can always do a one-to-one email as well from Pardot. You can always do a list email if you want to do a batch and blast email. That can also be done. You can always do that nurturing campaign stuff as well. So it's completely onto the requirement how you are actually going to use Pardot. So right now the scenario which I have shown is I'm moving from website, and yes, Pardot has the feature of website tracking. So if that is embedded on, you know, if that feature is enabled also in your Pardot, so you can, you know, on your website, if that code is there, you can always see who is visiting your website, and you will always come to know on the dashboard the number of visitors. And you can always, if there is a prospect who has visited your website again and again, so those records will also start showing over here itself. So this is my marketing calendar. This is the Pardot dashboard which is there. The number of prospects, you can always see the number of prospects which have been created in Pardot for the last week. And you can see the marketing calendar, what all activities I have performed or I am planning to perform. So I can always create my events from here directly. So these are the 3 tweets you can always see which I have done. So you can always come over here and see what all activities, this particular user has done. So this is accessible to the admin. Admin can always go ahead and see if there are multiple users, so they can always go ahead and see who has done any of the marketing activities. All right, so I'll just move on to a little bit on the reporting part as well. Okay, so this is the Pardot campaign performance. So if you have a campaign created in Pardot, you're obviously going to associate a fee, a costing with that. And you can always see what's the ROI. If that particular prospect, gets converted as, a contact, an opportunity, if an opportunity gets associated to that particular prospect in your Salesforce, then you can always see the ROI coming up over here, and all the number of prospects who are associated can also be seen over here. And this is one of the best reporting part which we have in Pardot. So this actually shows you stepwise where that particular prospect is, how many prospects are at which stage. So the first one is the visitor, the number of, anonymous visitors on your website. So that number it's going to show up over here. As soon as somebody from a visitor gets converted, or you import a prospect in your Pardot, or it syncs from your Salesforce to Pardot, that's the number of prospects who have shared their information with you to be captured. And then comes your MQL, that is the marketing qualified leads. So marketing qualified leads are basically the leads which you are nurturing in your Pardot. And once these leads are qualified, you assign them to your Salesforce. Then those leads get converted into your SQLs. Those are the sales qualified leads. So, and once these leads in your Salesforce get associated with an opportunity as a won deal, so it shows as won deals, and you can always see how much revenue you have generated from this particular funnel report which you are actually seeing right now. And you can always see I have got 2 prospects created in the last 30 days over here. I can always change this date range, and how many opportunities are there in this particular instance which is syncing from Salesforce to Pardot. How many opportunities are there? So all that can be, all the data can be fetched over here, and how many were the one opportunities. So that is the data. And this part of Pardot shows you the duration it took for a visitor to get converted to, from a visitor to a won deal. So this is something which you can always work upon. If you think that you're it's taking a long time for a visitor to get converted to an opportunity as a won deal, so what you can do is you need to work on your marketing strategy over there, and you need to see why it's taking so much of time to so many days or months, whatever time it's taking. So you can always work on that strategy. So slowly it will start averaging out, and the duration can be worked upon. So the best is you need to have a very quick visitor to conversion should be very quick, so that you don't lose out on your customers. And you can also see the emails which you are sending, the templates which you are going to create, or the list emails which you are doing. You can always see their reports as well. So if I have any template created in Pardot, I can always go ahead and see how many, the name of the template would show up, how many people that particular template was sent out to, and to how many it got delivered, and the bounce, and how many opened it, and the number of clicks, and the CTR. Similarly, for list email, you can also check this particular report over here. So you will always get to see the same report, but yes, in list emails, you get to see a pie chart as well. If you click on one of the templates which is available, you can always see a pie chart over here and see how many were, and even the device, whether it was an Apple or your iOS and everything. So that can be also seen over here itself. And one more part which I would like to cover for the email part, which I actually missed out. So when you have an email template created, you can always see how it's going to render in other, other devices. So that part also you can check, but I'm not sure in which edition, if it's available in all the editions, but yes, that part also you can always check in your directly from here also. So as soon as you create a email, there is an option for rendering tests over here. So this was created, I think, on 23rd. So this is an older one. It usually takes few minutes to create a new render. So I'll just show you how it's going to look on other devices and other the email clients. So you can always see how your email is going to show up in your Outlook, Outlook 2007. You have got web clients as well, web email clients. You have got mobile email clients as well, even on iPad, iPhone, all that stuff you can see over here itself. And also you can always review your subject line, how it's going to look like in all the email service providers. And also the spam analysis you can do. So from here you can actually see whether these your email is going to pass through all these or not. And also you will also get a reason why it's failing, or why it's getting passed. And so if it fails, you are going to get it over here. And they will also give you a suggestion, why it could be, it could get into spam filter. So this is one of the very good features of Pardot, where you can always see how your emails are going to render in Pardot. And yes, you always have an A/B testing part as well. So you can always go ahead and create a couple of versions of your email, try out, you can always target those emails to a particular list. You can always segregate it. Let's say I have a list of 100 prospects and I have created a couple of versions, and I want to see which of the email version performs better. So I'm going to segregate that 100 prospect into, let's say, a batch of 2020. So 20 prospects would be going to receive version A of my email, 20 would receive version B of my email, and the remaining 60, they will receive the email which performs better. So that can also be done from here itself, from the A/B testing part. So I think I have gone through like almost all the main part of this particular Pardot instance which I have. So I would actually move on to the PPT which I have. Okay. All right. So I haven't gone into very detail of all the topics, because we have these 4 sessions still waiting, which are going to be held from tomorrow onwards. One being the lead management. Then on the very next day, we'll have the email marketing. So we'll be discussing over here the email marketing strategies and hopefully the email creation and part. And then comes the Pardot forms, form handler, and landing pages. So if you had seen, my form was a very basic form. So over here we are actually going to cover up how you can have a little bit do a CSS part and a little bit of styling on the form part and the landing pages. And then on the very last day, we have the engagement studio. So this is one of the very important sessions and one of the very important topics of Pardot. All right, so I think we can, if anyone has got any questions regarding the demo or the topics which have been covered till now on, from day 1 to day 2, I think we are open with all the questions which are there.
Yep, Prashant, I can see a couple of questions over the chat window.
Okay, so I
So I
think
lost my connection in between. If you can hover over the chat window.
Yeah,
and-
I'll just stop sharing my screen for now, so I can just check this. Yeah,
Cool,
just
cool. No worries.
the very first question I can see is from Santosh. Can we sync leads or contacts specific to record types, and if so, how? Okay, so to sync with a particular record type, if I'm not wrong, you need to have a, a default record type for this defined, because when we are syncing, we have to, if you see the connector setting, there is a record type we need to mention. So that is where it's going to sync. Okay, so there is another question. Siva Prakash asked, where can we found particular prospect gone through with automation and engagement? Okay, so I'm actually not, clear with this particular question. If we can unmute Siva Prakash for this particular question, please.
I believe they can do themselves as well. So are you able to do that, Siva
Uh,
Prakash?
okay, I think he's,
Hi.
yeah.
My question is actually, any prospect gone through with any automation tool or engagement studio,
Mm-hmm.
we can find out that particular activity in prospects record. This is what my question.
Okay, so yes, if you on the I had shown you on the screen, when you open a prospect record on the right side, you won't be able to see, but when you there is a tab of activities, on the audits part, if you see there is
Yeah,
an
yes.
audit, yeah, so there you can actually see what all activities are being happening. And if you have this, talking about the number of emails and whether those emails were engagement studio emails were sent or something, that can also be seen on the prospect activity itself.
Fine. Thank you. Got it.
Okay. Okay, so the next one is from Priyanka. She says, how can we know from here it's a static list? Okay, Priyanka, if you could, just unmute yourself and please
Hi,
update.
Prashant.
Yeah, hi Priyanka, yeah.
Yeah, so I think you were showing the screen where you said that this list is basically static. So I just
Yeah,
wanted to know, like, how would we know if we have like tons of lists? How can we figure out if this is static or dynamic?
okay, so let me just share my screen once again.
Sure.
So let me know once my screen is visible.
Yep, it's visible.
I can.
So when you're onto the segmentation list, there is an option. You can always see there is a column, just a second. Okay, so there is an option for dynamic. So if the dynamic value is no, it means it's a static list. If the dynamic value is yes, it's a dynamic list.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right. And moving on to the next question. How do we sync B2BM integration user to Pardot to Salesforce sync? As for now, we have utilized a Sales Cloud license as Pardot connector user. Okay, so this is a question from Santosh. Okay, Santosh, if you are online, could you please, unmute yourself and
Yes. So
yeah,
part out to Salesforce Sync, and I did see on your screen while you were navigating it, it showed like created by B2BMA.
correct.
Yeah. So I think that is acting as the bridge between Salesforce and Pardot, right?
Correct.
But in our instance, I mean, I'm definitely not working on it. There's a different person who's working on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a Sales Cloud license. I mean, the Sales Cloud, we have used the Sales Cloud license to
Okay.
create a Pardot user, and that particular user has been
All right.
to sync between Salesforce and Pardot. So I see that license is getting utilized. So I think that can be freed up, right? So
Yes. So I think so. First thing you'll have to do is you need to check the version of your connector, whether it's a V1 or a V2. All right.
what should
Because
that be?
so that's a Salesforce connector version. So you can actually navigate to your. I think you need to go to the settings of that particular. Just let me just share my screen once again. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I'll have to. It should be there itself. Okay. So if you go to your Pardot settings on the account page, you can see the Salesforce connector version, whether it's 1 or 2. So this needs to be checked because when it was version 1, it usually uses the Salesforce license, to connecting with Pardot. So I think if I'm not wrong, it could be that reason also. So you need to check this particular thing over there in your instance. If not, then if that B2B MA is already there, so I think you can free up your license and do it if it's updated to version 2. Because
So
because I think in next release, or I'm not sure the exact release, but yes, all the instances are actually being if I'm not wrong, they are being moved to version 2. So this update is going to come pretty soon.
so if at all it is on 1, can I
Yeah.
manually upgrade it to 2, or do I have to contact someone to upgrade it?
See, for now, I would suggest you reach out to the support team or your account AE for this. Else, I'm not sure when, because I'm not sure when, but yes, this is going to be upgraded to version 2 for everyone, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure on that particular thing, but yes, I would suggest you check with your support team, the Salesforce support team, or with your account AE who is, for this particular account who is there.
Okay, so can you manually edit this and go and change it to or
No,
automated setup?
no, this is actually from the backend, so there is nothing I can go ahead and do from here. I can only
No,
change my details. That's it. Yeah.
no,
So
I'm sorry.
this part is
Maybe
actually.
uh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not framed the question correctly. So my question is like, if at all, if I see 2, and if I can free up the license, so how would be the step to do it?
Okay. So if you go to your connector, okay, so there is an option. Let me just. Okay, it's loading up. So over here you have an option. Okay. You need to always pause the sync. Okay, just whenever you are changing your user, you just pause that sync. That would be my suggestion. And over here you can see the user. Okay, so this is my default user. You can always change this particular user. So for example, for now it's the current user in Pardot, which is connected to your Salesforce user, is Santosh. So you can always go ahead and click on this. Once if this particular user is available in your Sales Cloud, you can
Yes.
always change it from here and update it to this particular B2B MA over here, and that will help you release your license.
Okay. Okay. And also you said I need to go to connector settings in Salesforce, and I can choose the record type as well, right?
See, connector settings are in this particular, the Salesforce, sorry, in the Pardot part. So all this comes over here. So you need to actually check with your support team whether your version has been updated or not. If it is done, you can always, because there are a little bit of, all the permissions set and everything. There is a little bit part which has to be done from, the Salesforce admin who has to do, or even the Pardot admin can do. There is a proper steps which you need to follow to assign all the permission sets and everything, so that we can have the user connected over here. So that
Yeah.
those steps need to be redone, and you can always manage it from here.
Yeah. I'm asking about record type. So if I want to sync only a particular record type, you said I have to go to Salesforce.
uh, yes, so I think if I'm not wrong, there is one record type. Let me just show you. Everything actually comes up, anything related to the data which is coming over here, it comes from this particular connector. So all the settings are here itself. All right. I think, okay, so these are actually something related to campaigns and not the leads and the contacts. But for leads, for contacts, I'm pretty sure you need to, have it whenever you want to directly sync your prospect to contacts. Okay. Instead of leads, if you want to do it, you need to, ask your support team, the Salesforce support team, you need to raise a case with them and tell them that we want to map our prospect with this, with contacts, and they will ask you with which record type. So that is, I think they can only do with one record type. So that needs to be, selected from your end, and you need to update to them.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to, okay. There is one more question from Nagarjuna. Once it was started, can we edit?
Hi, Prashant.
Yeah, hi Nagarjuna. Yes.
It's regarding engagement automation. So once it was started, can we edit emails or any decision rules? Can we edit
See,
in between? Well,
no. See, the best practice would be, go ahead and pause the engagement studio and do all the changes on your email templates and everything. Then, update them and then you restart it. So,
so
the
there
best,
is no.
yeah.
It will continue in same version. There is no versioning and all here, right?
See, you can, so there is no versioning. I think you are relating it to Marketing Cloud, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the journey builder path. So there is no versioning which happens in Marketing Cloud. So that is something different, and Engagement Studio is actually something different. You can always clone the Engagement Studio, but yes, you will have to, update all the email templates before, moving on over there.
Okay, Prashant. Thank you. And one last question, I have added that one also. Do we have any portfolio to store images for the emails like that? Is there any option
Portfolio for images, as in, if you could give me an example.
to choose in email while designing email?
Portfolio, as in, do you want to upload some images into Pardot and use those images into your emails? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
same.
yes. So that can be done. For example, you want to upload your company logo, and you have, got some images also. So what you can do is you can always upload those images into Pardot, and what Pardot will do is there is an option, and it will give you a Pardot generated link. So that particular link, you can always use it in your emails wherever you want to show that particular image. Or you can directly, if you want to, yeah, if it's an HTML image, so if it's an HTML email, sorry, so if it's an HTML email, then you can always do it. You just need to use that particular link and just upload it into that HTML tag which is there. Else what you can do is, if it's a drag and drop, you can always click on it and you can always call out your image by the URL. If it's publicly available, that can be done as well. Because these
Okay,
all
Prashant.
topics are
Thank you.
actually, the email content and everything is going to be covered in the next sessions which are there over the next few days. So we are actually, going to get all this image and everything. We are going to actually, hopefully we're going to create those emails as
Okay, sure. Thank you, Prashant.
well. Yeah. Okay. Can we see bounce rate as well? So this is from Nazneen Taraftar, if I'm not wrong. Okay. So yes, there was, the statistics which are the report which I had shown. So you can always see the bounce rate, whether it's in hard bounce or soft bounce. So it's going to actually give you a percentage. So that can be seen from there. Okay, there is another question from Santosh. I can see you access to demo edition of Pardot. Could you please guide me how to get one? Okay, as of now, I don't have a particular link to share right now, but if your company is a partner company, you can always request the support team or your Salesforce, the account AE for this particular, getting the Pardot edition. Okay, so Joe has a question, what edition you are using? Okay, so it's an advanced edition and it's a demo edition actually. So there are I don't have all the features, like if you could see on the Pardot editions part, yes, but almost all the features are there. The numbers might become. How to get demo edition of Pardot? Okay, so how many emails can we send at a time? Okay, so there is okay, so Balram has a question, how many emails can we send at a time? Okay, so there is no limit to sending your emails, but yes, you can always uh, have a threshold defined per user as well. So that setting can also be done. If you want that Balram should send 500 emails a day, that can also be done. But yes, if all the emails are to be sent to mailable prospects, so that needs to be kept in. Okay, so we have Susan who has a couple of questions. In Salesforce, we have an option to maintain and keep the emails in separate folders. Can we get the same here? Okay, So Sujin, whenever we create an email template, we do have, Pardot also has an option to create multiple folders. So if you have got multiple brands or multiple verticals you are managing, you can always, for example, let's say there is a vertical of marketing in your company which you are managing. So all the templates which you are creating, you can always put them into that marketing folder. So it will be very easy for you to go ahead and just go on and check whether, you can always go ahead and see what all templates you have already created for marketing and what all changes you need to make. So that can be managed. And the second question is there any way to handle email blacklist? If some organization block the domains, here how we handle the landing page. Okay. If some organization block the domains, here how we handle the landing page. Okay, I'm not actually clear on this. Sujan, if you could unmute yourself and come up with the second question which is there.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
You suppose we can't access any domain for particular. For example, in my company, I can't able to access some domains.
Mm-hmm.
For example, YouTube. Okay,
All
just
right.
I can't able to access the YouTube. So suppose in case we get the landing page in YouTube, then how can we handle? Suppose if I click some link, it will be directly jump into the YouTube landing page, but I can't able to open, right? So
So see, even if I use another feature called custom redirect, so again, it's going to land up on YouTube, and if your company is already blocking, so it's going to block again. So, that has to be managed from your company's end if, they have to allow this particular thing. Because we do have an option that I can, redirect it to from one page to another, but at the end you're going to reach to YouTube. So that's going to be blocked from your company. So those are some securities which are there on your company side. So for that, you will either have to, get that, but for example, I have a landing page. If you could have seen my URL, it was go.pardot.com. All right. So either you get that domain, removed from that security part, then it will be, then it is going to be useful for you. Else, every time you're going to redirect it, and that's going to block you.
okay.
And the last question I can see is, what is tooltip in Engagement Studio? All right, let's go to Engagement Studio.
So, Prashant, are we done with the question? Or are there any more still there?
I think there is, one last question regarding tooltip, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So,
I think Isha, your voice is actually a little.
can we on last day that we have on?
Sorry.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are. Yes.
Yeah. So, tooltip, can
Yeah,
we
so
take
basically,
up on the last day of our series? We
I think
can visually see that.
yeah, we can do it because right now I can't show it live. So for
Yeah.
me, it won't be possible. But yes, tooltip basically, helps you to see which all steps and how many prospects have actually gone through which all steps. So if like on the start, I have got 500. So it's kind of, you can see a report kind of stuff you can see. So it's going to show you the number on that particular step. So how many people were there on the very first step, and when you move down, how many people were there on the, on the email send email step and the other actions which were there.
Yep. And guys, it would be really amazing, like when we see on the demo part, what is exactly tooltip is and how does it calculate at each and every step. So we'll just pause it there and look more deep inside or on our engagement studio session day. So I think we are good to wrap up.
Yes, Isha. So I think if you could, tell them what topic we'll be covering tomorrow, or if you have a slide, so we can, just
Okay.
give them an overview with which topic.
I'm not having a particular slide right now, but yes. So Jen would be coming up tomorrow. Jen Kazan from Twin Cities. She'll be covering up lead management part from the Par Specialist exam guide. So you can look over the exam outline, and maybe some part is not fully covered tomorrow. So not to worry, Andrea will be taking up day after tomorrow. Yes, thanks, Prashant, for catching up the slide. So she's Jem. She'll be taking up lead management, and a few topics are left. So it would be over to Andrea covering over the rest of the part from lead management, and Andrea would be more talking about email marketing. So these are all the experts that we've called up, we have managed to organize some useful content that can be possible for you guys. So thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Prashant, for an awesome session. And anyways, we love demos, right? So catch you all tomorrow, same time, the next day, 7:30 p.m. IST. Hope you have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.